What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Giselle and I'm an ultrasound technologist, aka sonographer out here in Las Vegas. And it's been a long time coming since I recorded a new video, and I thought about what video do I want to do to come back basically. As you can tell, a bunch of videos that are coming out are old videos, and it's because I'm trying to catch up with a lot of things in life. I've been very busy, and you guys know from my Instagram that a lot has happened, especially since I went to AIUM over in Florida, so shout out to AIUM. Today's video is going to be a catching up video, kind of like a sonographer update, where I've been, what's been going on, and a Q&A combined. So we're just going to start off straight up with me just telling you guys what I've been up to and what's been going on, and then we'll go into the Q&A. So let's get started. If you guys are new here, my name is Giselle, like I said earlier, and I have been doing YouTube for ultrasound at least since 2020, so it's 2023 now. It's been about 3 years. Not gonna lie, seeing your guys' messages on Instagram, DMs, like on Discord, knowing that I am helping you guys even just a slight bit in your journeys to becoming ultrasound technologists, it's been so amazing. I feel so fulfilled from them. If you guys are wondering, yes, the Discord is still going on. We still have a bunch of members in there, and we have a bunch of people still talking, because every year there are new students, there are new questions. Sonography is always growing. So if you're interested in joining a community where people will help you throughout your journey and you're not going to feel alone, join my Discord channel, where there's links in the description box down below, and you guys can join us, DM me on Instagram, or send me an email at lolgeselle@gmail.com, and we'll get you into that Discord. I also have a Facebook group where a bunch of people share their questions and they share their triumphs, they sell books, things like that. Also go down to the description box and you can join the Facebook group in there as well. So I've been doing this whole YouTube thing for a while, and then all of a sudden all these things started happening in my life. I do have a podcast with Lynn. It's called Sonographers in the City, so if you guys haven't checked that out yet, go check it out anywhere you listen to podcasts, and Spotify, Apple, obviously here on YouTube I upload the videos up there. We're on a bit of a hiatus / pause because of all the things that are going on in our lives, but you can tune into all of our old episodes and they are all still very helpful and still very relevant. A lot of my videos in the past still help you guys out today, and that is just what amazes me about ultrasound. It's been a field that's been continuously growing, lots of people coming into the field, so it's just been an amazing journey with you guys, and I'm just happy to be here on YouTube, happy to have you guys follow me on Instagram, and just all your support and love. It means the world to me. I still love doing this, and I always tell you guys that, you know, never give up, keep on going, keep on pursuing your dreams. Even though it feels hard right now, later on when you complete your program or you get into your program, you'll look back to when you first started, or you wanted to go into ultrasound, or you had questions, or you were confused or just curious about it. So yeah, just keep on going, keep on finding that motivation. Here I am today doing ultrasound now for over 6 years, and I have just been living the wild life. I turned 30 this year, I got engaged, I got married traditionally in June, and we have our other wedding coming up in December. So if you guys haven't seen on my Instagram, it's just been a wild ride. I also bought a house with my husband, and it's just weird to say husband now because I was only saying fiance for a few months. Now I'm saying husband, but now we live together, so you can tell here, this is my new background. And we're still in the process of getting our office put together and things like that. So back to like Lynn and I, we have put our podcast on hold. So I'm just trying to figure out when we both will have time to get back to doing the podcast episodes, because Lynn is also getting married and she's also moving out. So there's a lot of things in her life, in my life, that have been going on that have prevented us from doing the social media stuff. And that's okay, because sometimes you just have to have a work-life balance, and that's what we like to teach all the time. on our channel, on our videos, that, you know, life gets crazy busy, life gets hectic, and it gets stressful. And throughout this whole time that I haven't been doing any videos, it's been really stressful, but it's also been really fun, and you have to enjoy the journey where you're at and enjoy the journey where you're going. So I just want you guys to know that you're not alone. Me as a sonographer, I'm very, very busy. I work 2 jobs, I work a lot, and then I'm also having all this stuff going on in my personal life, so that's just why the videos haven't really been coming out as much as they were before. But we are going to change that. We are going to get some videos out for you guys, and I am just so excited for what's to come, and I appreciate you guys. So that's a little bit of an update for me. It's a little bit of a scramble ramble because I haven't been doing this in a while, and I just rambling now. But let's just get to your guys' questions, and if you guys have any other videos you'd like me to do, please comment down below and we'll get those videos out for you. With that being said, let's go to the Q&A now. So over on Instagram, I had asked you guys to give me some questions that I can answer for y'all, and I'm gonna pull them up right now and just, I guess, answer them. So here we go. What is your favorite thing in ultrasound? My favorite thing in ultrasound. Well, there's a lot of good things about ultrasound. But one of my favorite things is being able to have a very good, stable career. I know that if I was to move, or if I needed another job, or if I needed to find work somewhere else, this career is pretty stable and you can find a job pretty much anywhere. I have been just looking around at options on LinkedIn and things like that, and there are needs in a lot of different places, and a lot of those places have good pay as well. So that's another favorite thing about ultrasound, is that it's good pay, pretty stable job, got good benefits, and it is something that you can do where you can live a good life. And I really like the career. So I think that's very important to have in a job. What would you tell your younger self? My younger self. Well, what I would say is take it easy, and, you know, everything happens for a reason. What happens then, little things aren't really gonna matter in the bigger scheme of things. I don't know if that makes sense. Like the little things that I used to worry about in high school or college, you know, it seems like it's almost the end of the world when you're younger, but as you get older, there's other things that have more priority and matter more than those little things that you kind of worry about. And it's easier said than done, right? But if I was to tell my younger self, just don't worry about it as much. Focus on what's important and keep pushing through every single day, because you're gonna make it one day. Even though it feels like you're failing, or even though it feels like you don't know what you're gonna do, or you're just feeling lost, it's gonna be okay, and everything will end up working out in the end. So that's what I would tell my younger self. How is married life treating you lately? And married life has been really fun. It's really different. Moving in with your partner, I mean, seeing them every single day. That part's not really that different because we used to see each other every day pretty much. But it's just a nice feeling. It's a feeling of like calmness amidst the chaos, right? Because getting married is pretty chaotic. But I just feel like the little things that used to bug me before don't bug me as much. I feel very relaxed, and I just feel very happy. I've never felt this safe before. I don't know if that's like what I'm trying to say or get at, but I just feel so lucky, so happy, and so blessed to be able to spend the rest of my life with my partner and my person, my best friend, and it's just super fun. And I hope it continues to be that way forever, because he's my best friend and we just have so much fun together. And now everything that I do isn't just about me, it's about him too. So you really learn a lot about yourself and your partner when you're married, things like that. It's like the next level of life in your relationship. And yeah, it's been really nice and happy. Thank you for asking. What is your next credential? Well, my next credential that I'm gonna take is OBGYN. I'm planning on taking it next year in 2024 because I already met my 30 CMEs for this year. So for those of you who don't know, every 3 years you need to get 30 CMEs, which is continued medical education, I believe, and you get like 15, I think, when you pass a registry. So I already have my 30 for these 3 years. So next year will be the will be the start of my 3 years. So I would like to pass an exam to get some of those CMEs. OBGYN is my next one, which a lot of you guys know, OBGYN is my weakness. I'm not as good at OBGYN as I am with like vascular or abdomen, pediatrics, things like that. For some reason, it's just, I don't know, babies are just so hard to scan. OBGYN is my next one. So if any of you guys need to study, next year we can study together. Next question is a very good question. How can you find a job as a new graduate student? So this is a very common question. I'd say that your clinical site is your best bet to get that new job because it's like a year-long or a 6-month-long or however long you're there interview. They will see how you are. They will teach you what they do. And you want to do your best in those spots so that you can try to snag a spot when you graduate. All new grads kind of need to do is network as much as you can. So network with your classmates, network with your teachers, your professors, see if they know anyone who is hiring or ask around, look up online, Facebook groups. My Discord channel has a channel, and you can post job listings in there or you can ask around. I just told a bunch of people that we were hiring in Las Vegas and I got one of the girls a job. She applied, talked to the boss, boom, bam, she's hired. So little things like that. And she's going to be a new graduate. So it's just things like that. Your connection is really important. Make sure you're networking, make sure you're doing very well on your clinical sites. And if you can't find a job, truly just keep on applying to as many places as you can. And sometimes you have to settle for that first job just to get experience. But after that, after you get experience under your belt, the sky's the limit for you. Do your best to get into that first job as a new grad. And if you need help, join the Discord channel, join our Facebook group. We can help you try to figure out how you can get your first job. Best shoes for work. Well, I've used a whole bunch of different shoes, but one of the ones that are very, very comfortable are Hoka's. And a lot of people in the Discord channel will say Hoka's as well, but I've seen like people wearing Pumas, Adidas. I liked the Puma, the soft cushion. I forgot what it's called, but it's super comfortable. And then there's also Cloves, or they call them With Love. Those are like nursing shoes, but they're actually very comfortable as well. They're slip-ons. And then a lot of other people also that I see at work are using like Nikes. I mean, it just depends on your foot. Everyone's foot is different, but the most popular ones I see lately are Hoka's. And yeah, everyone pretty much in the hospital that I'm working at right now are wearing Hoka's or like Nikes. But whatever's comfortable for you, that's what's important. And I think what's important too is to go in person and try on these shoes and maybe find out how your foot is, if it's like flat, if you have an arch, things like that, because that really will affect the way you work, especially for ultrasound. You have to stand a lot, walk a lot, and there's some sitting. Some people like to sit while they're scanning, but there's a lot of walking and standing. So make sure you find comfortable pair of shoes that fit you, and don't get things too big or too small because that'll cause a lot of pain. Oh, well, this goes with what I just said. Do you prefer to stand or sit while taking pics? I prefer to stand, but it's only because I was trained in the hospital setting and we go portable a lot. So we take our machine and we go to the patient's rooms, and there's not a lot of chairs in them. So I was trained to stand while I scan. In our ER room, so we have chairs. Sometimes I'll sit, but ergonomically, sometimes scanning is the better option, because when you sit, you have to really adjust the patient accordingly so that you don't hurt yourself. And I find that standing is a little bit better, but there's a lot of people who like to sit and scan as well. I prefer to stand though, but it's either way, whatever you want. If you work in an office, you can sit every time you scan. It's up to you, but I prefer standing. One advice you'd give first-time sonographers. Well, Lynn and I have a recent episode for new grad sonographers. So if you are a new grad sonographer, go ahead and go listen to that. It's actually very, very good. But one advice, like if I could give you one advice, because you capitalized one, I would say don't be too hard on yourself. Okay, you are new for a reason. You just graduated, so don't be hard on yourself. You're still learning. You're still going to learn so much. I didn't feel comfortable until a few years in, but even then, they say like you aren't a fully fledged sonographer until like 5 years. Doesn't 5 years seem so long? I'm only, in my 6th year, so I still have so much to learn, and every single sonographer has so much to learn. Not every sonographer knows everything, and there are those few who are just so talentedly gifted, who know a lot of things, who are able to answer any question that anyone may have, but we all question ourselves. So just don't be too hard on yourself. I, to this day, still question myself. A lot of people question themselves. If you are not questioning yourself, then you are pretty much going to be the odd one out, because I feel like everyone questions themselves. This is not a know-it-all profession. You shouldn't go in here as a sonographer, as a new grad, knowing it all. So just don't be too hard on yourself. Know that we are all in the same place when we start. We're all confused and we all have no idea what the heck we're doing. We are just very good at looking like we know what we're doing. And, just like anything else in life, you learn as you go, you learn as you make mistakes, and that's it. So don't be too hard on yourself. This one's an interesting question. Will sonography be replaced by AI in the future? Now, I know there's a lot of that AI talk going around right now, but when I went to AIUM and they had some presentations, they were showing us like robotics being done, like in the field of ultrasound, and AI being able to read, like, let's say thyroid ultrasounds or breast ultrasounds. But the thing is that there is going to be errors in those. And from my perspective, there's a lot of things that we do as sonographers, like describing, detailing, and basically understanding what we're looking at. Like, yeah, you can have an AI do that or replace all of that, but I don't know if it'll be anytime soon. But the thing is that the way our job is, you would think by now they would have things replacing us at this point, right? With the technology nowadays. But I don't know if it's anywhere in our near future. For now, at least for the next decade or two, I feel like sonographers will still be needed. It's still in demand. It's still a growing field, and it's still very much so needed in a lot of places. I am going to do a video about why people are leaving the ultrasound field, so look forward to that. But I mean, in general, healthcare has a lot that it needs to improve on right now. I mean, just in the United States at least. I can't speak for anybody else, but I feel like knowing how it is all over the United States, if you look at those Facebook groups and you see all of the people who are in this career field, the demand is just high. The demand is higher. And if somebody somewhere out there creates something with AI, hopefully it just improves our field, but doesn't get rid of us. But I guess we'll see. We'll see how it goes. The last question I'm going to take is, I believe you work at a pediatrics hospital. Any advice for my first rotation at a pediatric hospital? Advice for a pediatric hospital, I would say scan as much as you can. Don't be afraid of, scanning the babies or scanning the kids, scanning the pediatric exams, because they are a bit more difficult than I would say, adult patients, only because, they're children, they're babies. Sometimes you're scanning the most sickest little tiny human beings in the hospital, and they can have a lot of anomalies, pathologies. I mean, there's a lot of things going on that if you weren't a sonographer that did pediatrics, you could mess up per se, or get wrong. For example, as a pediatric sonographer, some people that I've seen who get appendixes messed up with like bowel, for example, it happens, or like kidney pathologies, they can mess those up too. Sonographers who don't see these things regularly can mess up the diagnosis. And while that is scary, That is why it's super important to learn a lot of the pathologies and learn about all the things that can, happen in a pediatrics case. There are so many different things like spines, hips, intussusception, pyloric stenosis, appendicitis, malrotation. There's a whole entire pediatric exam for a reason. So my advice for you is to scan as much as you can, ask all the questions, read about all the pathologies, and make sure that you are scanning with, your questions in your mind, writing down your questions, asking your preceptor, asking your trainer, what would they do in this certain situation? There's a lot of things that turn up as a pediatric sonographer, like, what do you do if someone's 15 or 16 years old and you need to ask if they're sexually active? Or what do you do in a case where a testicular patient can't sit still and is in so much pain and you can't find the blood flow in the testicles? Or what about that screaming, crying baby where you're doing a pyloric stenosis and you can't see the pylorus muscle at all because it's super gassy? Or an ovary can't be seen because a patient has too much bowel in the area? These are questions that you're gonna have when you're scanning a pediatric exam that are different from when you're scanning an adult. So just make sure you're asking all the questions, scanning as much as you can, and learning about the pathologies, because pediatrics is a whole nother ball game. So yeah, good luck and have fun though, because pediatrics is really cool actually. You see a lot of different things that you'll never see. A lot of rare stuff in pediatrics. All right, you guys, thank you so much for all the questions that you guys sent in through my DMs. If I didn't get to your question, please let me know and comment down below if you have any other questions. If there's any other videos you want to see, let me know and I'll get those started for you. Just know that I'm still here. We still have our Discord, still have sonographers in the cities. We're just on a little pause right now because Lynn and I are going through some crazy life stuff right now, and yeah, it's definitely hard to find time to record, especially when you're moving into a new place and getting married and all of the things. Just know that we are still here for you guys. We still get your messages. Keep on DMing us, joining the Discord, Facebook, and following us on YouTube, on Instagram. And hey, we'll see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My gosh, I haven't said that in forever. But anyways, stay positive, stay safe out there, be kind to one another, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!